Hello, everybody. Hello. Good evening. Okay, thank you so much. Thank you, everyone, for joining us this evening. My name is Regine. I'm from the Nanya Business School. Okay, so let's wait a while. The the attendees are slowly coming in. Yes. Okay. Okay, so just before we start, once again, welcome everybody for joining us this evening. Just give me a moment. So once again, my name is Regine. I'm from the Nanya Business School Graduate Study Office. I oversee the Specialized Master's Program, Outreach and Enrichment for the Business School. So thank you for joining us. So here with me today are our lovely Masters of Science students, as well as an incoming student in the program as well. So also here with me is my colleague Li Shan, also in the Outreach and Admissions team with me. So today we will be, doing this student sharing session with all of you here this evening. Yeah. So I think we can, share the slide, Li Shan.
Sure.
Okay. Hey, I hope everybody is able to see the slides. Okay, so before we start the sharing session, so if you have any questions for our students or our incoming student, please, type your question into the Q&A, tab. And at the end of the sharing, we will have a question and answer segment, and we will be able to, answer the questions live here. Okay, so okay, let's go. So this is the agenda for this evening. We will start with the student sharing, followed by a question and answer segment. Okay. Okay. So I'll be getting our students to introduce themselves, where they are from, why they, choose to study in our program, and where some of them are working prior to join the program, or where they're studying prior to join the program. So first we have Carol. Carol is from Singapore. So Carol, could you just give a short introduction of yourself, please?
Hi, thanks, Regine. Hi, everyone. I'm Carol, and I'm currently employed in the asset management industry. I'm in the compliance and operations function, and I manage the operations and compliance of a company that runs a long-short hedge fund strategy. I graduated from Singapore Management University from SMU in 2013. So you can roughly, I guess how old I am. Unfortunately, not that young. And the reason why I joined this program is because I really have aspirations to be a COO or CFO, managing the middle and back office of, say, a hedge fund in the next few years. And I've been in this industry for about 8 to 9 years now, and I'm not accounting trained previously, and I do believe that obtaining this Master of Science Accountancy would really put me in a strong position to help me gain the technical skills that I need to achieve the career goals that I want. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Carol, for sharing with us, what made you, embark on this program, even, while you're working. So you're doing this on a part-time. So it's really, juggling work and study at the same time. And I'm sure your job is very demanding as well. Thank you so much. So, okay, next up we have Si Yao. Si Yao, could you share with us?
Oh, okay.
Give an introduction and share with us what made you join NTU in this program.
Yeah. Okay, so hello everybody, and Regine, I'm Li Si Yao. I am a Chinese, and I graduated from Wuhan University, and my major is that financial management, as you can see. So I came to Singapore and I came to NTU after a 1 year defer after my graduation. I chose this place because Singapore is actually much safer and it is COVID-19 pandemic situation. So I can keep myself healthy and safe in this country. And this program is quite attractive to me because it provides very conclusive courses, and also the arrangement of the program can be extended 3 months to 1 year after the normal graduation. So I may have more chances to get the recruitment procedure and then the other program. So this is very attractive. And there are also very fun part about this program that I will share later in my sharing part. Thank you.
Okay, that's great. Thank you, Si Yao. I think what Si Yao meant that, you can kind of like tailor the duration of your program is actually through this optional internship module. So at the end of the coursework, you actually have the chance to, kind of extend your program by half a year where you can embark on your internship program. It can be anywhere. It can be in Singapore, in your home country, or even another country for this internship. And you can delay your graduation until, I think, December or January the next year. So yeah, so about half a year. So that's what Si Yao meant. Yeah. Okay, next up, who do we have next? Okay, next we have Zhao Yu. Zhao Yu, could you give an introduction of yourself, please?
Yes. Hello, everyone. My name is Zhao Yu. You can also call me Peter. I am graduated from University of Toronto and got a diploma of business administration and accounting over there. I spent 8 years in Canada since high school, and I just wanted to find somewhere warmer and more tropical to study. That's why I come to NTU in Singapore. Yes. As for the reason for joining the NTU, also I will be elaborate a bit more later. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Zhao Yu. Also, I hope that Singapore is warm enough for you. Okay, so next we have a very special guest with us today. It is actually Si Hua. Si Hua is not yet our student yet, but he has applied to the program and he will be joining us this year in July. So he is actually our incoming student. So Si Hua, over to you.
Okay. Hello, everyone. My name is Si Hua. I graduated from the University of Queensland, Australia, and majoring in economics. And I'm currently studying Master of Accounting at the University of Hong Kong. And for my personal experience, since my undergraduate major is economics, pursuing accounting career means to switch to another major. And I realized 1 year study in Hong Kong is not enough for me to gain a real deep understanding in the accounting field and to become a real competitive candidate. And also, for the new 2022 intake, the Master of Science Accountancy program has introduced a new specialization of data analytics, and this is the greatest. This is the greatest reason for me to join NTU, and I will elaborate more in the following part. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Si Hua. As you can tell, Si Hua is very passionate about accounting. That's why he's embarking on another master's in accounting with us after he's finished his program in HKU. So thank you, everybody, for sharing, for introducing yourself and for, sharing with us the reason why you choose Singapore and why our program specifically. So perhaps let me, ask our students or Si Hua some questions. So first, I would like to ask is, Si Yao, prior to joining the accountancy master's program, you have completed quite a number of internship with, a big four like, Deloitte and Ernst & Young. So were you able to, draw experience from those internship and apply it, in the class that you are, any of the courses that you're studying now?
Okay. So about this part, in fact, my internships are mainly focuses on like PPP consulting, management consulting, and the work in a bank, and also a little part of tax audit. So to be honest, this internship does not build up highly on my professionalism in accountancy. I have to be honest with that part because it is not like some auditing work or accountant work. But it builds up my other abilities like my skills in like presentation or how to do group discussion and group works. I feel very confident and comfortable when I communicate with people within a group. So it's not a stressful thing for me due to my internship. And also after working in the real in a real career time, you will feel it is a great thing to consume for your study. Study can brought me a lot of happiness, and also I can have a more clear goal on my future career path, because internships are a very good opportunity for you to change from industry to industry and work on different jobs to feel which one is your favorite job and what is your final goal for the career path. So my past internships actually builds me on these parts, and these parts are also very important because the main goal of a master program is to build on my professional ability and pursue for the career goal. So I think these are the parts that are quite helpful: my time management skills and anti-stress mentality, and also my clear goal to my future career path. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Suya. So I think what you mentioned is really right. You know, after you have worked for a while and then you are able to go back to school, there's kind of like happiness, right? Because
yes,
working and studying is very different. When you are like, you know, studying, you want to get to the workplace, but when you're in the workplace, you're like, oh, I wish I can go back to, you know, going back to school again. So so glad that you were able to have that gap year, and then now you are able to join the program with even a different lens. You know, you can see things with a different lens and able to contribute in a different way. Yeah. So you mentioned that, you know, your internship, you know, it didn't, you know, build up your skills like as accountant, but do you find that was the learning curves you know, steep for you when you first joined the program? Were you able to adapt quickly to, you know, to learning about accounting?
I think the learning curve is not that steep at the very beginning, because even though I did not take the accounting related internships, but I still graduated from an accounting major because the financial management is in accounting department. So I still have some basic knowledge on accounting.
That's
so
good.
the first semester, so there are 3 trimesters in the program. The first one is not that hard. So it like the learning curve goes like it's going up, but not very steep. But the hard courses are in the second trimester, and we just end our final exams. It was quite suffering to do all the reviews.
Yes,
hard courses.
Yes, indeed. Actually, the program is structured in such a way that it kind of like build up your knowledge, because this program is open to applicants, even candidates without any accounting background. So in the beginning, it's more basic. So I think those with accounting background will find a breeze, a breeze through it. And then when it comes to second and third trimester, that's where you start combining things. It adds on layer and layer. So I guess that's where you find it even more difficult in that sense. So yes, I think the student just last week was your exams week, right? For trimester 2.
Yes, last week. 4 days, 4 exams in 1 week.
That's why I can see their relaxed smile right now, joining us at this event. Because if we were to have it last week, they won't be able to join us. Sihua looks a little bit worried now. Okay. So next question I have is for Zhao Yu. So you mentioned that you wanted to look for a warmer country to do your master's program, but I believe that's probably not just your only consideration. But were you thinking of other countries while you were shortlisting a master's program? What were some of the main considerations that you actually had in mind, and before ultimately deciding on Singapore?
Yes, I also applied to universities in Canada, US, and UK. So at the time, looking at my own situation, I know that I wanted to go back to mainland China to work. And if you think about it, Singapore is the best option among these 4 countries. first of all, this program provides an option to delay your graduation time. What that allows you to do is you can participate in the 秋招 or the full recruitment twice. And that's really valuable for international students because from my experience of last fall recruitment, many employers in mainland China don't allow you to do the online interview. So having the option to go back to mainland China and participate the 秋招 in person will significantly increase your employment opportunity. And also, there's no time zone difference between Singapore and China. That also matters to me because I wanted to work in investment banking, but previously I didn't have many internship experience. So staying in Singapore allows me to do the online internship because there's no time zone differences. So that's potentially a concern. If you're like me, you want to pursue a certain career, but you don't have enough internship experience. So that's something to think about. Because if you go to US or UK, I don't think you will be able to do that. So yeah, that's also one important concern, other than the weather, as I said. Yes, thank you.
Oh, okay, Zhao Yu, given that you said you didn't have much internship experiences, so I was wondering, from our colleagues from the Graduate Career Development Office, how have they helped you so far?
Yes, they provide me. Sorry, I need to take a look. I had 2 meetings with. Sorry, what was her name?
Joyce?
Yes, Joyce. I had 2 meetings with her discussing potential career opportunities. Yeah, so she helped me a lot, giving me, I guess, suggestions. But ultimately, I think it's up to myself to look for the internship opportunities. But yes, what I do realize is NTU is more familiar with job market in China than many other Western universities. Right. My undergrad school, University of Toronto, they have zero knowledge about job market in China. They don't know anything. You're 100% up to yourself. But here you can find a person with knowledge about Chinese job market. So they can provide you some valuable suggestions, I guess. Yeah, that's all.
Yeah. So what Zhao Yu said is very important because for our career development team, we have a very dedicated team that specializes in focusing on our master's students. So for Joyce, like Zhao Yu mentioned, she is in charge of the whole career development team. But she has a lot of subordinates who are also experienced in their own industry in their field. So for example, if I were to give you Joyce, she has relevant experiences in like finance, accounting industry. So she's like the go-to person, most probably. And there are other colleagues who are focused on like banking and finance and maybe like FMCG companies. So all of them have their own expertise because all of them used to work in industry before. So when they join here, they are also helping all the current students in terms of internships. But of course, we will always remind our students that even though our career development team can help you, you also have to help yourself, right, everyone?
Yeah. So yeah, I think that I think Li Shuan, thanks for adding that point. In fact, we even have a colleague in the careers office who is actually dedicated at looking at employers in the mainland China as well, because for our specialized master's program, quite a lot of students are actually from mainland China, and a lot of them want to actually further their career in their home country. Yeah, so having a dedicated colleague in charge looking at the mainland China careers, that definitely gives those want to return home a kind of a boost in their job search. And also, I think our colleague has also shared that actually NTU is one of like the only school in Asia Pacific that Chinese enterprises, hire most or something, that we are highly regarded. Our graduates are highly regarded by the Chinese enterprise in mainland China. So that's something that we really take pride in. Yeah.
So when you come here, you can also note that not only mainland China, our graduate career development colleagues also, they do have other countries that they liaise with, okay, companies in other countries that they liaise with, so you do not have to worry, okay, the options are very wide for you.
Yeah, and of course, being in Singapore, if you have plans to work in Singapore, definitely our colleagues can also give you the advice on the how to refine your career goals and some of the strategies and all that as well, and advices. Yeah. Okay, so next question I have is actually for Carol. So Carol, you've been working for a few years, and then you decided to do this master's program. Like, is there a catalyst that actually prompted you to okay, it is time now to do this program? Or was there something like this?
Right. So I think this program, it really offers a great stepping stone at this point in my career, for me to advance to the next hierarchy in the corporate ladder, as I do really want to manage and run the back office, the compliance function, the operations and finance teams of within the asset management industry. So I think it's perfectly aligned with my next stage of career. And also, I think, if I can be honest, a large part of it is also really due to personal reasons, as I really wanted to clear this program as soon as possible before I move on to my next phase of life. And I would say, I think the only regret I have is not doing this program earlier when I was younger, with less commitments, with a lot more energy. But yeah, so if you have the chance to do it now, I would really encourage you to do so when at this stage when you have fewer commitments. Yeah, and I think also in my situation as someone from the middle management team, reporting to the shareholders, the stakeholders of the company, these technical skill sets will really help me because previously I was just, kind of fumbling around and trying my best to maintain the books and records of the company by Googling, and that's really not good enough. Having these technical skill sets and really knowing the accurate way of doing things, that's really helpful to me as someone who's part of the middle management team. Yeah.
That's good. So you're able to apply what you have learned in the program directly into your work right now. Would you say that?
Yes, definitely. I think some of the things that I've learned and applied is definitely the accounting for the fair value for the financial instruments, some bits of the tax management bits, because I've not taken the module on tax management yet, but there are also subjects on deferred tax and all that that's helpful to my work, because it's from the perspective of it's from Singapore's tax perspective as well. So it's definitely helpful. And I also understand that the SFRS framework is also a lot of parts are quite similar and common across other different frameworks. So definitely it will be helpful in my line of work. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Carol. Wow, you have really shared a lot, and I think those who are considering, those of you who have somewhat experience and considering whether to pursue a master's program, I think what I hear from Carol is that time waits for no man or woman. So yeah, there's no perfect time. The time is just right now to just go for it.
Okay, so I actually have a question for Carol. Carol, I was very curious. Okay, so you actually study undergraduate with SMU. So what made you decide on NTU and not NUS or SMU? So what were your thought process during your time?
I recall I had this question as well during my interview, and then I told them that actually I did not look anywhere else except for NTU, because in Singapore, at least, I think there is a general perception that for NTU students are really good with technical knowledge, and also the people that I work with as well. A lot of them who come from NTU, they really know their stuff. So it's not really just presentation, speaking, conversational skills, and all that kind of stuff, the soft skills, right? It's also really that they know their stuff and they can back it up. So that's really one thing, because I was really impressed with NTU students as well, working with them for the past 8 to 9 years. So yeah, so that was really one of the reasons, like the main reasons why I applied for NTU and I didn't apply anywhere else. Yeah.
Oh, thank you so much for this testament to NTU graduates. I think which is really why alumni are really our best ambassadors. They are how they perform in the workplace, I think tells a lot, much more than what I can tell you guys about the program. Yeah, thank you so much, Carol. And finally, Sihua, my questions to you. After hearing so much from all your, all the current students, do you feel like some sort of pressure right now? Or are you more excited to join us?
Still more excited, I think.
Okay, yeah. So you mentioned that one of the reasons why you want to join our program is because of the data analytics specializations that we have launched for this coming intake. So all our students here, they actually don't have the chance to do the specialization. So Sihua will be the first batch who gets to do this specialization. So why do you think data analytics is important, in accounting? Yeah.
Actually, I think the data analytics skills is not only limited to those computing or programming positions now, but it can also be applied in and integrated in a lot of different areas like fintech, BA, marketing, and also accounting. I think nowadays mastering the fundamental accounting knowledge is not very competitive to really stand out among candidates. And also NTU has been very famous for its cutting-edge research and also the technical aspect. Just like Carol said, when I did the previous KPMG Japan internship, I also met a lot of NTU students, although they are just undergraduate students, but they can master a lot of accounting information systems and skills like that. I was quite impressed by them, and I think I can learn more level of knowledge and also learn more skills and try to make myself a really competitive applicant in the accounting field. And also, especially for the machine learning and also the artificial intelligence in development, I think Singapore has more passion to embrace the trend. And also, I think Singapore is getting better preparation for the future. And I think these are the reasons why I consider NTU and Singapore as a very ideal destination to launch my future career. Thank you.
Thank you so much, for sharing this. Yeah. So I think since your application process is pretty fresh in you because you kind of just applied not too long ago. So could you share with the audience here, how did you actually prepare for your application? And, is there something special that you did while you were, putting your application together? Any tips for the audience?
Actually, I can still remember I asked a lot of questions to Regent and sent her a lot of emails regarding the application. And maybe I can answer some points on behalf of her. And honestly, I wouldn't call myself a successful candidate because I believe everyone here has his or her own competitive advantage. But still, each application will be assessed on a holistic basis, and which means that you should be aware of all the areas that may be taken into the assessment consideration. Again, having a very quite satisfactory GPA is essential, and try to have your standard test score as high as possible, especially if you think your GPA is not that competitive, and having a having an outstanding GMAT or GRE score can make it up for you. Since the standardized tests, they have the same assessment or assessment benchmark. And also when you submit your application and you will receive the invitation of the video assessment. And for the video assessment, try to record your past experiences on how you successfully solved an issue or problem or managed or led a team, because many of the questions will be on a behavior basis. And for the Zoom interview, I think is the most important one. I would suggest to see it as an opportunity to communicate with the teachers or the interviewers, and rather than just wonder they would be mean to you or they will spy to you, they won't do that. And you can prepare several frequently asked questions, but no need to memorize exactly what you wrote. Doing so will only make you feel a little nervous, anxious, especially when you forgot several lines or several words you wrote. And be genuine to yourself is very important, and be familiar with your CV, because almost all the questions will be based on your CV, and no need to overstate or understate your past experiences, since you do need to have a very fabulous life experiences. You just need to show your sincerity to the interviewers regarding why you want to join the program, and carefully think about what the program can bring to you, and how it is consistent with your future career goal. The last tip is no need to focus too much on the dress code. Just as Regent said to me, smart casual, and keep yourself tidy and confident. I think that's all that I want to share with the applicants.
Thank you so much, Sihua, for being so comprehensive in your advice. Yes, I remember Sihua and he has I think he requested for a one-to-one consultation or something. So, and I connected with him, and he was really sincere about, you know, why he wants to join the program. Yes, and I definitely welcome such dialogues with anyone who is interested, you know, to apply to a program, to learn more about program, to see whether this program is the right program for you. Because you know, we may not be the right program for you. You know, we can maybe perhaps recommend other programs within the business school that is more aligned to your career goals as well. So yeah, feel free to reach out to you know, me or Lishan anytime. Yeah, and yes, and Sihua, thank you again. I think your sharing is really great, and I think and I think what you have said is you know, what I you know, is that, you know, during the admission interview, it is important that you kind of like practice a little bit, you know, think of some of the probable questions that may be asked, but don't over rehearse. It becomes like you are reading off a script. That's where the interviewers get a bit nervous if you actually do know what they are being asked, or you're just memorizing a script. So I think what you said is really good. You know, be prepared, but don't kind of like memorize it, and then that's where you can tend to get you know, nervous, or you suddenly don't know what to say because you know that you have missed out 2 lines and you're desperately trying to remember what are the 2 lines that you have missed out. Yeah.
I would like to add on to Regine's point actually. So the interviewers are actually very observant. They actually do know if you are over rehearsing, especially like when they suddenly ask you a question that you didn't rehearse. Yeah, so it's best that you come off as a natural. Okay, just try to read out more on accounting news and such. It is because when you come into a master's program, we hope that every student will be very well versed in the accounting news. So if let's say, yeah, so just relax yourself, okay? Don't over rehearse. The interviewers will appreciate everybody that has come for the interview.
Yeah, because each applicant actually brings with them their own uniqueness to the program. So you don't have to, there's no standard perfect answer, you know, to the interview questions, because each of you is unique and you have your own unique experiences that you bring across in the interviews. So yeah, don't have to be too overly stressed about that. Maybe now I ask Zhao Yu and Si Yao, how about, do you remember how was your application preparation like? Any tips or anything that you could remember? Maybe Si Yao first.
Okay, my application was actually more than 1 year ago. I'll try to recall what I can recall. So I think when I prepare my application, so I basically go through all the details of this program and compare it with my career goal and how I can do to make better preparation. And I found that this program is actually very consistent with my preparation to the career goal. So based on this point, I made my application. So I just illustrate the 3 why very clearly. The first is why NTU, and the second one is why accountancy, because the major itself, the accountancy itself, and the setting of this program is quite consistent with my career path. And so if you figure out these 2 problems very clearly, and the essays just goes very naturally, you don't need any other intentionally like preparation or something. And the third question is why me? And about this part, I think all the scores like TOEFL or GMAT or your GPA is already set up and they are unchanged. And the only thing you can go is to draw some brilliant points just what you are very good at from your past experience. There's no need to be more, just 1 to 2 is enough. Such as if you have very rich extracurricular activities, or you have very high GPA, or very rich internships, and even you have a lot of fans in Instagram or Bilibili or Weibo. And these are also proofs of your personal ability. Just make yourself attractive on any point you can be, but do not lie on any point, because this is very easy to tell by your presentation and the answers to the questions of the interviewers. Yeah, just to be honest and be confident. Just try to how to say that? Just show yourself. Okay,
I think that's a very good advice, because yeah, we want to know the real you. You don't have to hide behind what you think is a good facade, but like Siya said, we want to know the real you, and don't lie. Just like don't memorize and all that. Don't lie, because it's easy to find loopholes when you do that, and you definitely won't get admissions. When you're found out about all these inaccuracies in what you're sharing. Yeah. So do you remember what was your application process like?
Yeah, I more or less agree with Sihua and Siya. Correct me if I'm wrong, Regine. I think if you got an invitation to interview, you are more or less qualified to the program. So there's no reason to be nervous, first of all, I think. And secondly, as Sihua said, there's no specific technical questions. We won't ask you anything specific on accounting. It's more about what you do. So I think all you got to do is prepare for the 3 why questions, get familiar with your own resume. I remember I was being asked about my undergrad experience and internship experience. So do go back and review your resume, just at least memorize what you have write down, because right, if you are asked about your resume and you didn't recall, that's kind of awkward, but just avoid that situation. That's all. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, I think that's a very good advice as well, because yeah, before your interview, please take a look at what you have submitted, like the essay questions or what you have written in the essays, the resume, because a lot of time when an interviewer asks you a question, they'll pick up things from your essays or what you have submitted in your supporting document. And sometimes when we ask them, you wrote this in your essay, they kind of look blank and they couldn't answer. So it makes us feel like, did you actually write the essay? Yeah, because you don't seem to remember anything about it. So that's like a red flag at some time. So that's where we will ask more questions. So yeah, like I think Zhao Yu mentioned, is very important to go through, what you have submitted, so that at least when the interviewer draw reference to those things, you're able to, answer, and that's where we know that you actually put in effort to prepare the application package that you submitted to us.
So like what Zhao Yu said also, so once you get invited for an interview, you're already 1 foot within the program. Then the next one is, in order to be qualified and admitted, we need to see your 2nd foot and how well you display your passion for the program. So so do not worry. And of course, the academic directors and all the interviewers will actually view all students holistically. Okay, so put on your best, foot forward. Okay, show your confidence, and we hope everybody will have the chance. One day, if not this year, maybe next year, you might get admissions into our program.
Yeah, that's right. Thank you so much. So Zhao Yu, another question for you. I mean, you came quite a long way from Canada to here. So, and you stay in Canada for quite a number of years that you have mentioned. So, how do you find? Was it hard to adapt to living to Singapore? How was it like for you?
Not at all, to be honest. From studying perspective, we got 12 weeks for each semester. That is almost identical to University of Toronto. So if you previously studied in English-speaking university, I think you will find it familiar. The pace of study, the workload, how the course is structured. I don't know about universities in China, so speak for them, sorry. As for living in Singapore, there's nothing too much I can complain as a Chinese student, to be honest. There's many Chinese food inside and outside campus. You definitely don't get that in UK. And the public transport is great, so you don't need a car. In NA, you may need one, honestly. And also Singapore is quite safe. There's ban on the gun, I think. So the only concern is probably the COVID situation. I know some of you might, but I guess in today's world, it's more or less the same in every country except for China. So since you're sitting here, you probably have anticipated that already. So yeah, that's what I'm about to say. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, so Suyao, just wanted to check with you because I think earlier with us, Zhao Yu about his experience with our graduate study career development office. I mean, did you? How was your experience with them? Did you attended many of their events that they have organized?
Yes. You're asking me, right?
Yes, yeah,
okay,
yeah.
Okay. Actually, I attend a couple of them. So at August, I guess, we had Big Four Surf. It is an online chat with the Big Four staffs online. I talked with several managers in Big Four, Ernst & Young, and PwC, and I get some understanding of the local position like audit and financial service. So if you want to work in Singapore, this is really a very good experience. It is a very good opportunity because you can ask them for reference if you really want this position, you are serious with this. Yeah, and the giving of reference will be dependent on your performance during the chat. So if for those who want to study, so for those who want to work in Singapore, just get a Big Four Surf chance. And also, if I remember it very well, during February 14 to 18, there was another online chat. It's called NTU Aspire event. I didn't attend it because I had the finals, but according to the introduction, many companies other than Big Four were involved in these activities. So it is also a very good chance. For the activities I attend, they are the upcoming events later, like 1 week later. It mainly focuses on a mock interview and case interview in consulting, and also some basic training in our behavior type questions. Yeah, these are the upcoming ones. And I also appointed the 1v1 coaching with Joy several times just for the interview I had in October, I suppose. Yeah, but just we offer a lot of services here. You can get whatever you want. Just use these sources and do not miss those emails coming to your mailbox. A very abundant activities we can get actually.
Yeah, so I think usually there are more activities than you have free time to join, is it?
Yes, just if we have time. Yeah, I can also see those jobs like fintech or some bank, investing bank. Yeah, just I'm not interested in those industries, but I can still get the info.
Yes, that's right. So yeah, so actually at the GSCDO, short for our Graduate Study Career Development Office, they actually have like a job portal where they post full-time positions as well as internship positions on the job portal for our students to go and apply as well. And of course, like if I think some of the students have uses the services, like they have internship. The interview coming up, they make an appointment with the program leads from the GSCDO to ask for help for coaching and feedback, advice, and all that. So I think they do all that. And even when you have gotten like a few offers, you can actually ask them which offer should I choose? Should I negotiate for more and things like that. So because they're well versed with the industry, so they're able to give you all this kind of very valuable advice as well. In fact, I understand that actually next week there is actually Nanya Business School together with the Chinese Enterprise CEA in the Chinese Enterprise Association in Singapore, where companies like Tencent,
yes, Huawei, Tencent,
and a few banks, ICBC, yes, they're here.
Right.
Yes, they're going to Nanya Business School to actually share on their job openings they have in Singapore. And they are also going to have like a one-to-one, they have a sessions where you have one-to-one session with the HR people to know about the companies and the job positions that they have. So I think, GS Studio is organizing all these kind of different events for our students. So it's really up to our students to make use of this opportunity and hopefully to land their ideal job. I guess this is not so much applicable to Carol, because I think she's not looking at changing her career, but it's just to get through the program. So which is why I didn't answer so much about the GSCDO services. Yeah. So I think we have shared a lot right now. So maybe I'll just ask each of you to share how do you describe the program in a sentence, and then we'll go into the Q&A. Yeah, so maybe I'll start with Carol. How would you describe the program in a sentence?
Challenging, but no regrets.
Great. Okay, how about Zhao Yu?
I would say the program is insightful and career-oriented, but I guess every accounting program is career-oriented, but anyway.
Okay, Su Yao.
Very professional courses and rich activities.
Okay, thank you. And I guess for Sihua, because you can't describe the program yet, so maybe for you, how about the most important advice to students who are thinking about applying to the program? What is one advice you would give them?
I think just be confident and be genuine to yourself and be honest to the interviewers. That would be enough.
Okay, great. Thank you so much for sharing. So right now we'll look at the questions in the Q&A. So, keep the question coming. Feel free to ask any questions to our current students here as well as our incoming student, because this is the final student sharing session that we're organizing for this year, this recruitment year, for this year intake. So, this is your kind of like your only opportunity to get them to answer. So Lisha, would you help us with the Q&A? Yes.
Sure. Okay, we have an anonymous attendee asking, is it hard to get accepted at the university? Because they are in the process of applying. So Sihua, because you're an incoming student, recently just completed your interview. So is it hard to get in?
I think this question is a little random, since it depends on your scores, on your GPA, and also your performance in the interview, right? And I think it's not very hard, but since it's a relatively later stage of the application or the admission process, and I would suggest you to practice more and be more outstanding. It's not hard, but you still need to be a little careful about this because it's at a later stage.
Yeah, I think I think this question a little bit tough to answer because we do not have understanding of your background, your profile. So I think I just have one thing to say: if you do not apply, there's definitely no chance to get in. But if you apply, there is a chance for you to get into the program. So that's all I can say. Yeah. So okay, any other questions from the audience?
Yes. So there's a question from Siwen. Okay. So this question, okay, they said that they applied for round 1, finished the video assessment. How long does it usually take for students to be notified for an interview after the video? Okay, so this one I can answer. So it depends, because right now the applications are a lot. So everybody in the admissions team is actually looking at everybody's video thoroughly. Okay, so usually it will take about 4 to 6 weeks. However, if you do not hear from us, that means you're still in the running, so do not worry. So you will most probably get your results by the end of round 2, which is the deadline.
Round 2 at the final deadline.
Yeah, the final deadline.
Okay.
So another question, who is a already admitted student, Cyrus Herpu. Okay, so do students have the opportunity to do internship during the semester?
Yeah, Zhao Yu or Si Yao, any one of you would like to chime into this question? Okay. Yeah.
Okay, I'll say it. I'm doing an online internship right now. I think that's possible, but definitely challenging. It will take up a lot of your time. I'm not sure if you can do an offline one in Singapore. Yeah, I can't answer that one, but if you can find an online internship, yeah, definitely you can do it.
Okay, so I just want to add in here for international students who are here on a student visa, you actually can only work 16 hours per week. So this is a regulation imposed on the student visa. So you cannot, but only during the school holidays or you take up the optional internship module at the end of the program, then you are able to work full-time. Otherwise, 16 hours per week is the max that you can work. Yeah.
Okay, so we have next question, Lucky from Indonesia. Lucky is asking, is there a full or partial scholarship at Nanyang University? And what are the qualifications? Okay, so this one I can answer. So we do offer partial scholarship based on merit. Okay, so what are the qualifications? You just submit your application to us. And the scholarship committee will actually, if let's say you're admitted to the program, the scholarship committee will actually look at all students holistically before deciding. So the only way to be considered for a merit scholarship is firstly, you have to submit your application.
Yeah, and you need to complete the scholarship section in your online application. So it is important, to complete that and submit it together with your application. Yeah.
So the next question is from CC. So will the program provide a dorm in campus, or do I need to rent an apartment myself? So maybe Zhao Yu or Si Yao, any of you are staying in dorm? Can you advise CC?
I think I'll take this one because I got an on-campus dormitory, but I think Zhao Yu is not because she's living off campus right now. I think you can apply for the dorm, but it is not 100% sure you can get one. Because at the very beginning, when I make the application, the graduate hall 1 was used for governmental quarantine, so it is not provided for students. So that I got the dorm in the faculty units, but when the guarantee was erased, I moved back to graduate hall 1. So it is basic on the supply of the dorm, whether NTU have empty rooms for coming students. So if there are not enough rooms, we have to leave off campus.
So there's a supply and demand. Okay, so of course, every incoming international student has the opportunity to apply for housing on campus. However, in life, we must always have backup plans. So as you apply for a campus in the school, you must also try and look out just in case you are not successful at a point of time. Okay, CC? Okay, we hope that could answer your question.
Maybe so you can shed light on how is it like living outside campus? How far do you stay away from? Is it like convenient to get to school and all that?
I actually live near NUS, like
okay.
one subway stop away from NUS, but the public transit is really good, so I can hop on to the subway and take transfer of the bus, and I should be I can go to school in 40 minutes, which is not too bad. Honestly, I find renting a bit complicated in Singapore. You have to go through lots of paperwork and stuff like that. So I actually live in a student hostel. That's also an option you have. I believe if you go on to the NTU website, they actually provide some information about student hostel near the NTU. The cost is about 1,500 per month, I believe. So yeah, and they also offer a single room. So do look up on that because I don't want to deal with landlords, so I don't even bother renting. Yeah, you might want to look about that. Thank you.
So I think there are pros and cons to getting on campus or off campus housing. For example, if you know that you definitely want to go for the optional internship module, I would suggest that maybe you go for off campus housing, because for on campus housing is only valid for the 1 year that you are here doing the coursework. So the half a year you have to find your own housing, and usually it's harder to find a short-term renter than having a longer term renter. So these are some of the things that you want to consider. And also right outside NTU, there's a lot of housing estates that you can actually rent. It's very near. Of course, like Zhao Yu say, the subway is quite convenient as well. So depending on which subway station you want to stay further, nearer, there's quite a lot of choices. There's quite a lot of housing along all the subway stations. So yeah, so these are some of the considerations. So I think Zhao Yu is considered staying quite near to NTU already. So I think we even have students who are staying nearer to downtown area, because to them is that, they don't have to come to, classes every day in the week, and they prefer to stay nearer to the city centers, in that sense. So it really depends on every student. Everybody has their own preference. So there's no right or wrong. And yeah, it's just what would fit you the best. Yeah.
Okay. So there's another question from anonymous attendee. Do you have any statistics about the employees of the graduating students?
Okay, yeah, so I'm not sure. Maybe Si Yao, Zhao Yu, I believe Joyce and all that, they shared some statistic with you during our orientation. Do you remember? Would you like to share with everybody?
Yeah, I do recall a little bit, but I don't have like a pie chart or like an Excel to share with you. I remember she said for those who stayed in Singapore, most of them got into, if not all of them, got into Big Four. Those who plan to return to China, there are more variety of jobs, including the investment banking, also 考公, the civil service, and you work in the government. What else? And there are also big companies, financial department like Tencent, Huawei, stuff like that. I'm not sure which country are you from, since you're anonymous. I'm sorry. So yeah, but for those who go back to China, very few work in the Big Four actually, because there are many better opportunities in China, I believe. Yeah, that's as much as I can think of right now. Thank you.
So yeah, thanks so much for Zhao Yu for sharing. So I think based on the career report that we have, I think I don't have the breakdown specifically for the accountancy program, but across the 4 specialized master's programs like accountancy, business analytics, marketing science, and financial engineering, it's a 96% of our students secured employment within 3 months after graduation. So I don't have the breakdown whether they are in Singapore or they're in their home country or another country, but that is the overall statistics that we have across our 4 English specialized master's program. So I think top hiring companies for accountancy graduates are definitely the Big Fours, and then followed by different financial institutions. And then I think a lot of companies like the tech and e-commerce, all that, we have students joining them in their finance department. We also have students who did not go into the traditional kind of jobs after graduating. They are in management training position with like FMCG companies. So we do have those as well. So it's really depend on individual career aspiration. Yeah.
So we do not have any current questions from the floor.
Yeah. So any last question from the audience? Okay, so I think everybody is very happy with all the sharing, and they have no further questions. So I think it's just nice. This event is from 7 to 8, and it's just kind of like right on the dot that we have completed the sharing program. So thank you very much for all our students, and thank you, Si Hua, for joining us. I look forward to seeing you in Singapore this July. And to all our audience, thank you so much for joining us this evening. We hope that this session is helpful to you and help you to make a more informed decision on your next step. So thank you so much. Have a good evening ahead. Bye.
Thank you, everyone.
Thanks.